government to the workplace. And this is a serious issue. So naturally, Senator Ted Cruz politicized it and laid the hyperbole on thick.
We should have no COVID mandates. What does that mean? That means no mask mandates, no vaccine mandates. That means no vaccine passports. We shouldn't step into a regime where the government says, show us your papers if you want to do the basic activities of life.
So Cruz argues you shouldn't have to show papers, which I imagine would include a license, a permit, a proof of ID for the, quote, basic activities of life. Except here's a list. You need papers to drive, to fish, to hunt, to buy booze, to buy cigarettes.
You need papers to purchase a home, to file taxes, if you want to rent a car, an apartment, if you want to take home a library book. You need papers for car insurance, for car registration.
To dance at a nightclub, to open a bank account, to get a job, to literally walk into the building of said job, to go to the doctor, to book a hotel room.
You need papers to get your kids into school, to get married, to do bench presses at the gym, to see an R-rated movie, to get a credit card.
Also, this is nothing new or extraordinary or unprecedented. Here's a brief list of the current vaccines required to go to some schools: measles, mumps, chickenpox, polio.
We also should point out, Berman, that Cruz is staunchly anti-papers, except for when he's not.
29 states require voter ID. It's a very reasonable common sense provision.
Let me go back to, and what they really don't want is voter ID. What they really don't want is signature verification. But you need an ID for to buy a six-pack, for crying out loud, or to get in the Capitol or get in the White House.
General Rokita, do photo ID laws help protect the integrity of elections?
Absolutely.
I was Solicitor General of Texas. I led a coalition of states defending Indiana's photo ID law before the United States Supreme Court.
Show your papers. So it is worth noting things are not good in Texas with coronavirus. Nearly 8,500 people right now in the hospital. That's the highest number since February, the second highest in the U.S. behind Florida.
The state is averaging 12,000 new cases a day, the highest since February, before the vaccine was, of course, widely available. Houston's Texas Medical Center just admitted 300 COVID patients in a single day, and a top official in that county says they're heading toward a public health catastrophe. Yet, Senator Cruz also says this.
I've taken the vaccine. I believe in vaccines. I'm encouraging people to voluntarily take it. But if somebody doesn't take the vaccine, they pose relatively little threat to me. They pose relatively little threat to someone who has chosen to take the vaccine.
So Cruz is cool if he is safe. Good for him. But what about the economy, young kids, schools, the immunocompromised? In the words of Marie Antoinette, let them eat COVID? One more thing on documents, to put it in terms Ted Cruz might understand. You need papers to fly anywhere, domestically or internationally, even, for instance, and I'm just spitballing here, Cancun. So this morning, tensions between Iran and Israel are reaching a breaking point. We're live on the ground in both countries.